Hey everybody, John here from Nojokenhl NHL. It's Thursday, April 27th, the final day of the first round of the playoffs. We have two Game 7s tonight. We'll talk about those in a moment. But first, let's recap what happened last night in a Game 7 up in Boston. The Washington Capitals, as the number 7 seed, knock out the number 2 seed Boston Bruins. If we go back to before the playoffs started, I predicted the Capitals would definitely give them a series and play them toe-to-toe. And that they certainly did. This series was about as tight as a series could be. The largest lead for either team being 2 goals. And actually that was the Capitals that started that in, I believe it was Game 4. However, last night the steam was coming in on the Capitals. The line originally opened at 190, minus 190 for the Bruins, plus 170 on the Capitals. And it closed last night at minus 170 on the Bruins, plus 150 on the Capitals, and that steam was the correct move. The game stayed well under the total, as I also predicted in the View from Vegas forums. I thought 5 would be the uppermost limit, and they never even reached that with a 2-1 overtime victory. The victory from the Capitals last night gives us a very impressive first round result. We went 5-4 total with all of our first round plays, and we are at plus 12 units on our first round series plays. Our day-to-day plays, which we didn't have any last night, but our day-to-day, or actually we did, I'm sorry, we went the game to go to overtime at plus 325, which is really a gift. And let me talk about those for a moment. I've done those throughout the season, throw in some plays, a game to go overtime or not go overtime, and basically speaking, my strategy on those is a simple one. Of course, we have to use restraint. And so one of the things I do is I never accept less than 3-1 on any one of those plays. Statistically, if you look at the whole season and you look at the number of overtime games played altogether, it comes out to be about a third of the games, a little less. So I definitely don't take much under 3-1. And the strategy I like to follow is I like to find games in which there is a heavy favorite, such as last night. The Bruins came in, they opened up as a minus 190 favorite for Game 7. They closed as a minus 170. But whenever there's a line like that high, basically the public and or the odds makers don't think that the underdog team has a chance to even be close in this game. And however, you know how hockey is. It's tough to find goals, and especially in this series, it was easy to see. I mean, they had so many overtime games already within this series, and so like I said, at plus 325, that was definitely a plus even in my mind with the way this series was playing, and we were rewarded with that. We tried it one other time at plus 335, and it took a goal by the Capitals with 2 minutes left, or 2+ minutes left, to blow the overtime. But of course, we had our Capitals series plays going, so we weren't happy with, or were unhappy with the Capitals' victory in that particular game. But that's my strategy there. If whenever the line is inflated, or whenever the line is steep, one team a favorite, nearly 2-1 or more, then like I said, that odds makers and the public generally think that there's no chance that the underdog can hang with them, and they're going to be beat by 3-4 goals. And of course, we all know in hockey that's pretty hard to do. So I think those plays are a good value, and we were able to hit it last night. So our daily plays after that are 13 and 17 plus 4.55 units. And so with that, what's going to take us to our games tonight. The New Jersey Devils at the Florida Panthers. This series was 3-2 Florida until New Jersey, in an overtime win in New Jersey, 3-2, forced this Game 7. The line was favoring New Jersey slightly, and as of 3 hours before puck drop, it is now minus 110 both ways, a pick 'em. I really like Florida here tonight. I know the Devils seem to be the more talented team. They probably have the better goaltender, definitely the more popular goaltender in Marty Brodeur, but something about the Capitals, I got Capitals on the brain, something about the Devils, the way they played in this series, really spotty play going back and forth. And Florida, even on New Jersey ice, had every chance to take that game the other night. Like I said, Kovalchuk's goal in overtime, the game winner, and forces this game down here. But I think on Florida ice, you have to like the Florida Panthers, and that's the way the steam has been going because, like I said, they were at even It was Jersey minus 120, come back on Florida even last night, and it has since gone to pick 'em. So I think I'm going to go with Florida here instead of taking them at the minus 110 and laying juice. I really don't like to do that. So instead, I think I'm going to come back with them on minus a half in regulation, which is going to give us plus 160. So I'm going to take the Florida Panthers tonight at minus a half in regulation at plus 160. In the other game, we have the Ottawa Senators taking on the New York Rangers. The steam has been coming in on Ottawa as well. This was minus 170 with a comeback on Ottawa plus 150 last night. That is now minus 150 plus 130. And why not? I mean, like I said, this series has gone back and forth, toe-to-toe. Both goaltenders have been impressive. But I kind of think the New York Rangers, although they're talking a good talk right now, I really think they, it's funny with hockey fans. I've been listening to Sirius Radio, NHL Center Ice for, since the playoffs started, every time I'm in the car anyway. And all the talk is about, it's always all these fans calling up and thinking like how the officiating is against their team. And I was kind of shocked at the way the Rangers reacted to that goal, the second goal for Ottawa, in which, they basically, Lundqvist after a game they win, talking about how the refs obviously wanted Ottawa to get back in the game and everybody hates us and all this stuff. And that's just really poisonous thinking in my mind for a team, especially the number one seed. Like I said, they're very capable. If they win tonight, it's not going to surprise me. But I do like the Ottawa Senators tonight to at least make a game of it. The plus 130 is a little low. Like I said, you could have got them at plus 150. So I think I'm going to lay off as far as wagering. I didn't get in at the inflated price, and so I don't really want to sell myself too short here. On Madison Square Garden ice, taking plus 130 versus plus 150 is in my mind not a great move. So I'm going to lay off here. Nothing about the totals tonight gets me excited either way. They're both lined at 5. The Devils and Panthers over 5 plus 115, under 5 minus 135. And with the Rangers, we have the under 5 at minus 120, over 5 plus 100. Of course, if you deal with 5 dimes or any book, you can get the alternate spreads on there. But even with those, I really see nothing outstanding or solid that I'm going to go with. We do have series prices up for the Western Conference Series. Like I said, the East is not going to be settled until we get 2 winners tonight. So we have the odds set up for the 2 Western Series. We were pretty much spot on with our estimate as far as the Blues and Kings went. That line is currently minus 160. Minus 155 with a comeback on the Kings at plus 135. And in the series with Nashville against Phoenix, of course, with the home ice, St. Louis with home ice in their series, Phoenix with the home ice, and we have Nashville Predators minus 160 with the comeback on the Coyotes plus 140. My early inkling, and I will put out a preview video detailing each one of these series as well as detailing each Eastern series as well. But I come kind of leaning towards the Nashville Predators here. Out of the 4 teams remaining in the West, including the Blues, I really like the way the Predators coming together here. The Predators own the better head-to-head record in facing off against all these other teams. And so I look for them to definitely get past the Phoenix Coyotes. I'm going to look at the exact game props and try to set up a scenario in my mind to try to hit that. But I don't think that's going to even work out because for the sweep, I'm looking at a 9-1 with the Predators. And then for the 5th game, which would be actually in Phoenix, it's like about 4-1, a little less than 4-1. So that's not really a great stab to take, like I said, for an exact game prop. So I'm going to have to look at that a little more closely before I run and make a decision. As far as the Blues and Kings, I really don't know which way to go here. This is going to be a tough series. The Blues are going to be really tough. They didn't fare so well against the Kings in the regular season. They have a losing record against them. Against Jonathan Quick, who they're going to be facing full-time. One of their losses was to the backup for the Kings, but they're going to be facing Jonathan Quick here, and all Jonathan Quick has done this year is saved 94 shots out of 95. So basically the Blues 1 goal in 95 shots on Jonathan Quick, so they certainly have their work cut out getting by there. Brian Elliott is equally impressive, only giving up 1 goal to the Kings this season. However, it was only in relief mode as Halak got most of the starts here. But Brian Elliott was able to save 34 of 35 shots against the Kings. So this series could very well be super, super low scoring. We'll probably see some 4.5s. Game 1 is lined at 5 with the under 5 at -150. That is absolutely insane. Like I said, statistically, that's insane. It's hard to lay that kind of money. So many things can happen that can, send a game to at least push the 5, which would drive me crazy. If I was, putting up, $14,500 to win $10,000 on the under, and it pushed 5, I'd be a basket case. So definitely not looking to be laying that kind of juice there, but I do definitely perceive, as is the odds makers and everybody else, this should be a low-scoring matchup for both teams with the outstanding goaltending. So to recap, we're going to go with the Florida Panthers -0.5 in regulation tonight at +160 to finish off the the New Jersey Devils, and we're looking. I kind of think Ottawa's going to get it done, but like I said, I'm not going to lay a wager. I didn't get in at the right price there, so I'm just going to hold off with that. But I do see that the Rangers might be a little vulnerable tonight, and so I'm kind of leaning towards the Ottawa Senators. And what a shocker that would be to have the 7 and 8 seed come out of the top 2 matchups in the East to move forward to face the Florida Panthers if they get by the Devils, and the 5th seed Philadelphia Flyers. So the East again coming through with some crazy results. The West has been fairly formful so far. Except for the 1-8 out there. Actually, what am I saying? It hasn't been formful. We have the Phoenix Coyotes. Well, they were the 3 seed, so who knows what I'm saying right now. I'm doing this unscripted. So basically speaking, I'm going to sign off for tonight so I don't make myself look any more stupid than I am. And follow me on NoJokeNHL at Twitter. Tell your friends about these videos. Leave comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like me to do if I'm not doing it. Let me know what you don't want me to do if I am doing it. Let's enjoy these Game 7s tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow.